Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. It's 8:16, Saturday morning, November 27th. And this is Saturday Morning Coffee with Ken. My name's Ken Tracy. I hope you all know it. You're probably, if you're watching live right now, you're watching on my Facebook profile. So you probably know it's Ken Tracy. But anyway, it is Ken Tracy. It's, again, Saturday morning. It's a cloudy and kind of dark Saturday morning here in late November. Very typical for this fall weather. Not sure what the temperature is. Usually I like to check the temperature and the weather forecast for the day before I start talking. But I didn't do that. So I don't know how cold or warm it is outside right now. But anyway, yeah, this is Saturday Morning Coffee with Ken. It's a little show I started about 2.5 years ago. I was going through a hard time, challenges I faced, and living in a dark apartment, not really pleased with who I was or, the direction my life was going. Excuse me, I'm making some adjustments. It's a very low-tech show. I think it's part of its charm. But I strive for perfection despite its low-techness. Good morning, John. Good morning, Ida. Good morning, Deb. Thank you all for watching. And it's a little show I started about 2.5 years ago. Started, again, when I was living in a dark apartment, and I always knew sharing my feelings with friends and family always felt good. And, again, I was going through a lot, so I felt I had a lot to say. I might sneeze. I don't know if I've ever sneezed on Coffee with Ken. I apologize. Gesundheit to me in advance. But anyway, for some reason, I decided to start sharing my experiences live on Facebook. And what surprised me at the time is people started watching. And for a while, I built up a pretty big audience. I was getting like 2,500 people watching a week, and that was crazy, but cool. Felt it was pretty cool. Probably stroked my ego a little bit. But then I'd stopped doing it. The joy was fading from me, the joy of the show. Actually, I didn't know it at the time, but the joy in my life, the joy that is Facebook, the joy that is social media, the goodness of all of it was fading from my life. And I got beat down kind of by the world, by COVID and vaccination mandates and mask mandates and politics and racism and all that crap. And started weighing heavily on me. And I started hating Facebook, hating social media. I'm a little warm. I'm going to take this sweatshirt off. Excuse me. I bared my chest, bared my soul to you. It's a PG show. Anyway, started getting weighed down by the world and what was going in it, and getting too involved in stuff that I can't take care of and I can't fix and I can't do anything about. So anyway, I started hating Facebook, hating social media, hating me. And hello, Rob Murphy. Hello, Jody. Thank you for watching. And none of that was good. So, my wife has always been my biggest fan of the show. And our favorite part of the week was always, I'd go downstairs, she'd stay up, and I'd go down, shoot my coffee with Ken. And when it was done, I'd come up and get her, and we'd come down. Hello, Scott Cooper. My most loyal fan, Scott Cooper. I appreciate you. Good morning, Eric. Thank you. You're starting to creep up the ranks of people to watch. And then we'd come down, we'd drink our coffee together, and we'd watch it. And she always loved it. And a lot of times I really didn't want to do the show. Again, I didn't feel joy in my heart or that I had anything of value to say or contribute to the world, or, again, just feeling pretty bad. Good morning, Michael. Thank you for watching. Thank you all for watching. So I stopped doing it for, a month or two. And about 6-7 weeks ago, I started doing it again. And I'll tell you what, for a while, I felt like I was just talking just to talk. But for some reason, over the last 5 weeks, I've had a lot more to say. You're a dork who doesn't wear when it's cold. Other than you're a great guy, laughing out loud. Well, thank you, Rob. I can't find my hat, to be honest, Rob. When I do, I will get one. Plus, a little bit, unless it's really cold, if I'm going to do a live video, and you're taking me off subject. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the love. People identify with my bald head. And, I don't know. Anyway, let me get back. So, I gotten away from it. And, feels good being back. It feels good talking to you guys every Saturday morning. I've got a regular time now. I do it at 8:15. But I'm talking way too long. I'm 6 minutes in, and I haven't even gotten to what this show's really about. So without further ado, I don't know where you are or what you're doing, but I hope you got a cup of coffee in front of you. Nice hot cup of coffee. And I've found by doing this show, not everybody drinks coffee. Maybe you're drinking tea. I know somebody that drinks tea. And water or milk or whatever. But wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you got a drink in front of you. And if you do, or even if you don't, cheers to us. Ooh, it's still hot. I've been talking 6 minutes. It's because I keep it covered up with paper. For a long time, I wasn't that smart. I didn't cover up my coffee. And it would get colder, even worse than cold. Tepid. Bleh. I was at my sister's a weekend, last weekend, maybe? Yeah, last weekend. And she used one of those old-fashioned percolators. They're really cool, But if you drink near the end, I don't know what that word means, Rob. But anyway, if you drink near the end of the pot, you can get a mouthful of grounds. And, what a yucky feeling. I got a weak gag reflex. It makes me want to vomit. Yeah, it's just the thought of tepid coffee. Trinidad, thank you for watching. Trini, the man. Thank you for watching. But anyway, where was I? I don't even know where I was. How are you guys doing? I've been talking 7 minutes and I haven't said a dang thing. Rob Murphy, I'm Irish. Tracy's an Irish name. I'm mostly Scottish. My mother grew up there. But I am Irish. Tracy's very Irish. Murphy, obviously. But anyway, how are you guys doing? I'd love to hear how you guys are doing. Good morning, Ann Terry. Thank you for watching. You, Ann Terry, were the catalyst to a post I wrote today. I don't know if I want to go here. I don't know if I want to talk about it. Should I talk about it, Ann? Do you want me to? Ann Terry, I've never met Ann. I never met a bunch of you guys that are watching, and it's so weird. Because so many people care so much about me and my life and my family and my relationships. What was said? Okay, Scott Cooper. You're tough. You're making me do it. I don't want to do it. I've tried to. Well, cheers. Hey, Rob Murphy, I don't know how to say it, but salante to us. Anyway, the other morning I posted a picture of a beautiful sunrise. And I posted it and I said something like, autumn blesses us with the most spectacular sunrises and sunsets. And they really do. I've seen a lot of people posting on Facebook and posting their pictures. And every night, every morning, I think it's the angle of the sun, the way it's setting, the ozone or the oxygen or the atmosphere filters out certain colors and just creates this gorgeous sunrise and its sunset of beautiful, beautiful colors. That you don't really get to see at other times of the year. Anyway, Ann Terry on that, and I saw it last night. I saw it at 2 a.m. Got a bad habit. I usually wake up about 2 a.m. and I don't know. Usually have to go to the bathroom. I'm 53 years old, and sometimes I won't go right back to sleep. Usually I don't go right back to sleep, and I'll grab my phone, which is stupid. I'll see if anybody texted me, which is stupid. And often, I'll click on the Facebook app. We have had a lot of great sunsets. Haven't we, Scott? Sunrises, too. The picture I took the other day was a beautiful sunrise. But anyway, again, stupid. Don't pick up your phone in the middle of the night. It can stress you out and keep you up for hours, and that's happened to me. But anyway, Ann asked me a question, and it's a question I've been avoiding. I don't want to know. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable addressing it, to be honest with you. I'm trying to take the higher path and not talk about it, but You guys care so much about me, and you guys loved Ken and Ann Mare. Yeah, it's hard for even me to say. My palms are sweaty just saying that. And you guys got caught up in us and loved us, you know, in a way I'd never imagined anybody would. Because a lot of, I got some good friends and families. Rob Murphy I've known since, I don't know, high school at least, probably junior high. And, people I've known since grade school watching. So some people really know me well, but others just had found me along the way and found us, found Ann Mare and I, and really got captivated by our story. Because it was a tragic story with great highs and lows. And all right, Ann, again, Steve Arkowiak, I've known you since kindergarten, I think. You're listening. And she and I are going through a hard spot right now. And I'm trying to say it. I want the best for everybody. I love my wife. I care about my wife. I'm always going to love my wife. She's the most beautiful woman I've ever met. She's amazingly talented. She's wonderful, most importantly, a mother to our son, Augie. But life isn't a fairy tale. Maybe we are, Rob. Hopefully we do. I'm not sure, though. And I don't know if making it through is always the right answer. It's hard to talk about, because, again, I haven't spoken about it for 5 weeks. 4.5 weeks at least. And I'm going to drink some more coffee. Changing the subject, but I'll get back to it. We have always been very passionate. We're both strong personalities. Relationships are tough in general. Especially as we get older, because we got more baggage that we're bringing to the relationship. And second marriages, especially when there's young kids involved, I think can be really, really challenging. And I know it was for Ann Mare and I. And again, relationships can be challenging. We both brought us and our stuff, all the stuff we bring to life, to the day. And we brought it all in a house together. And 4 years ago, we brought it all into a really small house. My house. It was a little home I rented in Douglas. We had a hot, passionate, awesome, fun, crazy roller coaster ride of a relationship for about 1.5 years. And it was awesome until it wasn't. And things kind of got ugly, and we started, I don't know if we were hating each other, but not getting along, and it was vicious. And we're a couple, again, with real strong emotions and passions and feelings and baggage and stuff. And we brought them all together. We put it in a small house. We added a dog and a whole bunch of kids, and we worked together. I already had 2 cups of coffee before showing up. Hopefully the relationship stuff works out. We'll talk about it, Gary. I hope so. We're trying, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's even best. I'm a big believer in marriage. But again, I don't know. Here we are again. And life's been hard for us together. And I don't want, what we had at the end of the first go around. Oh, real quickly. And that relationship ended. And I moved out of that house. I moved out of that house and got a little dark apartment that I always talk about at the beginning of the show, where I'm talking, starting Coffee with Ken. Somebody just liked my video. Michelle, thank you for that. I love the likes. I love the loves. It feeds my soul. I'm fragile ego, I admit it. So I really enjoy when you guys like love, or if I'm saying anything about, I've talked for 15 minutes and I haven't really gotten to the meat of the subject. So hopefully I won't talk too long. But I appreciate the likes and love, so thank you. So it brought me to that apartment where I was dark and sad and working on things. And, but it was an important time for me. And I discovered so much about myself. I learned lessons that I'm putting to work right now. Because again, almost 2 years ago, it was like a fairy tale. My beautiful, her girlfriend at the time, came and got me. and pursued me and wanted me and made me feel special because she's young and beautiful and talented, and I thought it was really cool. We never really talked about this story, but it could have been in a movie. She came to church. I was dating another woman at the time. She fought for me, not physically, but mentally, and told this woman I was really uncomfortable. It was crazy uncomfortable. I was there with another woman at church, and she showed up. I was like, wow, this is going to be uncomfortable. And it got worse. I'm going to have to talk about this. This is a crazy story, but briefly, I'll give you the abridged version. Oh, the girl I was dating, I was talking to Ann Mare out in the lobby. The woman I was dating, a real nice woman, came out and said, hey, this is kind of uncomfortable. Why don't you join us in the service? And we were at the Yellow Box Church at the time. And I sat between the woman I'm dating and the woman I had all this passion and love for, Ann Mare, while the service was going on. And it was really, really uncomfortable. And the woman and Ann Mare went out and talked in the lobby. And it was a beautiful, romantic story. It could have been a movie. And Ann Mare said, that's my husband in there. And basically fought for me. Chris and I were separated for 6 months or so. It worked out. I like Ann Mare even better. Stalking me. She was! It was so cool! And again, she fought for me. And I was like, wow, I don't even know what to do. All these emotions are going through my head. And anyway, time passed, and not much time. And Ann Mare and I dove right back in. Hi, Gail. This is for you. I'm talking about stuff because inquiring minds want to know. So Ann Mare and I dove back in and vowed to be better and vowed to make changes and do things differently. And we did, and it worked for a while. But I think there's still something with us, something that makes the passion so great, the working together so awesome at times when it's working. Probably, Scott. Am I talking too much? Let me know if I'm talking too much. Again, I don't want to throw any blame. There's so much of the blame, and a ton of it is mine. But honestly, I always think there's two sides, two people involved in a relationship, and both have to give 100%. So, I don't know. I'll just leave it at that. Hope that makes sense. So, anyway, we dove back in. We started working together again. It was exciting, fun. COVID hit, and I've talked about it before. It was a very hard time for me. I like being out and about and making people smile. The joy of my day is going into Starbucks and ordering my cup of coffee and saying something funny to the barista or the woman or man taking my money. And, and meeting people at Starbucks and engaging with humans. And I used to be going into my office and all that shut down. Hey, thank you. Somebody just liked it. Mr. Wickard, I think you liked my post. Thank you. And that all shut down for a while. And we spent too much time together on our couches, kind of working. But also we developed, we fell back into a lot of the bad habits that happened the first go around and doing the same things. And I've talked about them here. What I've done over the last, 2 years that had bummed me out. I'm not going to bring them up again because, again, I don't want to, blame anybody. But again, I got into a lot of the same bad habits. I was drinking too much. I was smoking too much. I was staying at home too much. Staying at home too much and spending too much time. It's hard working together with your wife. I don't know how anybody does it, especially when you're two people like Ann Mare and I. Because we butt heads, and I'm not sure what worked out. Don't know what worked out, but I appreciate you watching. Hello, Claudia Romano. How are you? Thank you for watching. I was just talking about the yellow box, Claudia. Anyway, we spent too much time on the couch, working together, staring at each other, and we didn't have any separate life experiences. We'd spend, 21 hours a day together, and we had nothing to talk about. And our relationship grew polite, but uncomfortable, I think for both of us. And I started getting sad and depressed and miserable and anxious and all these things that I've kind of struggled with all my life, but I've always found some coping mechanisms, whether it's working out or meditating or talking to you guys, that have made me feel better. But I got away from all those good habits. Thank you for watching, Nicole. I got away from those good habits. One of them is writing. I love to write. I love sharing my thoughts. And I've been doing it lately, and it feels great. And I'll wake up in the middle of the night, and I'll be stressed, and I'll have all these thoughts and emotions and feelings in my mind, and I'll open up my computer, and I'll start typing, and I don't even know what I'm going to say, but suddenly something comes out. I share it on Facebook, and it seems people enjoy reading it, so I'm going to keep doing it because it makes me feel good, and if anybody likes reading, I appreciate that. And I like the likes and loves I get on those writings and on these videos. I'm really begging for attention today. But anyway, we started doing the same bad habits that we did 2 years prior. I started getting miserable, depressed, sad. I hated it. I was ashamed of myself. I was scared of my wife just because I was worried. We were both walking around in eggshells in the house, waiting for the next shoe to drop. I kid you not. 4 weeks ago on Tuesday, we had a fight, and we were getting in vicious fights every 3 or 4 days. And again, I'm not blaming her at all. I avoid conflict. I hate it. I've never even been in a real fight in my life. I don't like arguments. But when I get in one and I feel cornered, I come mean. And I'm not proud of it. I'm ashamed of it. It's not the best version of me. I hate the mean version. I'm like the Incredible Hulk. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. And I promise you wouldn't like me when I'm angry because I get mean. I say horrible things. And she's a strong woman. You say a horrible thing to Anne Marie, she's coming back. That's part of what I love about her, honestly. And again, our last fight was 4 Tuesdays ago. And literally, we got in a fight over how much mayonnaise was on a plate. And again, we'd walk around in eggshells in our house, and one of us said the wrong thing. The other would be hurt. Wait for the next unit type. Well, the same problem. I'll do everything too much. Can't read that too long, but I'll read it afterwards, Mr. Worker. Thank you for commenting. Anyway, so we're both walking along on eggshells. We're both afraid of each other. We really were. Because again, I like engaging and having warm, fuzzy conversations and deep talks. And for some reason, she and I, never went there. And weren't able to go there. And I don't know why. I'm sure she has probably having a great conversation right now. And I just had a great conversation with a buddy. And we have deep talks with other people, but we seem to struggle with ourselves, with each other. And that's yucky. Shoot, I'm almost talking. I'm talking 23 minutes. My time is running short. A lot of people are watching. I can't stop. So anyway, about 4 weeks ago, we got in another huge, ugly fight where she wanted to leave the business, and we should get divorced, and just crazy stuff, crazy mean stuff. And again, not proud of that version of me. I'm sure she's not proud of that version of her. And but it was what we lived with. Every 3 or 4 days, we'd have a vicious, ugly fight. And like I said, our last one was 4 Tuesdays ago over mayonnaise. I'm sure it was over more than mayonnaise, but that was the catalyst that exploded in the bomb. And it was so bad. We were both throwing up the towel, and saying, enough. My dad came and got me and drove me to Roscoe, saying, hey, you guys need some space. You need some space. I didn't want to because I didn't want to leave Augie. Oh, I might talk too much, but I will. Let me know if it's okay. It's again, not blaming her, not even overly blaming me. I am certainly responsible for a lot of it. But I've taken that blame. I've apologized for my role, I feel, and I'm ready to move on and be a good version of me. Okay, thanks, Rob. I don't want to throw any stones. But anyway, my dad came and got me, drove me to Roscoe, where he lives with my sister and her kids, and I felt so good getting away from all that tension and that stress, and I'm sure it was good for her. He drove me back the next morning, Thursday morning. I bought breakfast for us on the way back, and it's relevant because it was the only meal I ate that day. and dropped me off. I saw Anne Marie. I hugged Augie. I cried with Augie for a little bit. She was there with her brother. And we hugged. We held each other, and it was warm and sweet. We are your free therapy. Bring it. Thank you, Darlene. Sorry. I can't. I know you. My eyes. I'm 53. I'm going, is there an A at that, or is it an E? I forget. But anyway, thank you. Where was I? Oh, yeah, we hugged. And it was sweet. She came out to the car and we held each other for like 45 seconds. And honestly, it was probably the most intimate moment we'd had in a long time. Hello, Bill. And it felt good. And it gave me hope that things would be better. And that things could be better. And that despite all our vicious fighting, there was love between us, and warmth between us, and comfort between us, and safety between us, and love. So anyway, I left because I knew it was too soon. Because we still needed our space. Her kids were still with her. And again, don't want to fight in front of the kids. That's horrible. We would occasionally. I'm not proud of it. I'm ashamed. We weren't being the best version of us. And I don't even know what the best version of us really looks like, because so much of the time was spent in conflict. That's a lot of my memories. And thank you for that like. Anyway, didn't know where I was going. It was a rainy, cold, crappy Thursday in November. I think it was November. No, it's still end of October. Anyway, it was rainy, cold, and crappy. And I drove, and I got a lot of good friends and a lot of support and a lot of people that look out for me and love and support me. And a buddy that, I haven't known that long offered up his home to me. And it was so cool. Guy that bought me this cup. Tom, thank you for that and that night and every bit of friendship you've offered since then. Yeah, but he's got a pretty cool 1-bedroom actually, but it's a 1-bedroom and we're 2 adult men. He got an air mattress for me. He put himself out. He's got a girlfriend now, and she gave me, the keys to the place so I could come and go as I pleased. But I felt like I was intruding, and I'm sleeping on this air mattress alone. Oh, I'd had only breakfast to eat. And this is key because it's part of my healing. And I'm going to share it. And I apologize if I'm going to go long. This might be a long one. So kick back, relax, get yourself some coffee. I got more to say. I wish someone was here to get me some hot coffee. It's starting to get tepid. Anyway, I had a horrible night's sleep that night. I didn't know what I wanted to do, didn't know where my life was going. I felt such dark feelings. And before I went to bed, I was passing time in the, room at the in the lobby, whatever it's called, like an entertainment room, a room where people get BRB to have to get another cup. Got water and still some tepid coffee. I can drink with that. Thank you for watching, Scott Thomas. Thank you for watching, Andy. Anyway, so I was sitting there passing some time. I think I was watching the Bulls game or something like that. And I had like 5 beers. It wasn't like 5 beers. It was 5 beers. Which for me and the abuse of drinking I've done was not very much. But I had 5 beers. And I noticed over the years that whenever I drink even a beer, it affects my sleeping. And I usually would have a beer. Not 1 beer, but 6, 8, 10. And I don't want to get talking about drinking. I've done that enough. Very bad habit I was in. Very bad coping mechanism to deal with the pain or the stress or the fear or whatever I was facing. And anyway, so I woke up several times during the night. It was really embarrassing because he's got a 1-bedroom apartment with a master bath. And so for me to go to the bathroom, I had to open up his bedroom door, sneak in, go into the bathroom and go to the bathroom. And then sneak out. Nothing feels really uncomfortable than creeping through another dude's bedroom to go to the bathroom at night. And again, love him for opening his home up to me and so appreciative of it, but just didn't feel like home to me. And again, I'm sleeping on an air mattress. I got all these thoughts and emotions racing through my head. And I had some really dark thoughts. And I wrote a post about it the next morning. I wrote 3 posts in like a week period of really dark thoughts, really dark feelings, really dark emotions I was going through. I had to delete them. I wish I didn't. My brother and sister said, "Oh, that hurt Ann Marie, delete them." I didn't think it was about Ann Marie. It was about me and the pain I was feeling. And it wasn't about her, and it wasn't her fault. It was just pain I was feeling inside. But they were part of my story. And I think my story's kind of a cool one because it's going to have a really, really happy ending. It always works out, and I know it's going to work out for me. I think I was born a very blessed man. I've had my struggles, but I take them, and I get up, and I brush myself off, and I face the day. And so I'm ready for them, and I've taken it. Anyway, I felt like the low part of my life that Thursday. Wow, this could go long. Very, very dark thoughts. I don't think thoughts that most people have, but oh boy, I do occasionally. And I certainly did that night. I barely slept. And I reached out to a friend, and he said, "Hey, let's go meet for coffee." And we talked for, I don't know, like 3 hours. And this is a good buddy of mine who runs a successful business, has 4 beautiful kids. His name's Dirk. Dirk, if you're watching, thank you. I love you, buddy. Been a friend of mine since college. My first roommate when I joined a fraternity. And we spent 3 hours talking, and Dirk gives advice. And usually he's a wise, I don't want to call him wise, that makes him sound old. He's younger than me. But he's a smart guy. I respect him a lot. And he gave me some thoughts, and he goes, "Ken, you got to take care of yourself. You got to get back in that home, get a good night's sleep. You don't sound good. I'm worried about you, buddy. You got to get back with your son." I'm laughing. It's not really funny because you'll find out. I don't know if I'm over-talking. Am I over-talking? I might be over-talking soon. Let me know if I'm saying too much. I don't want to say too much. I love my wife. I don't blame my wife. I'm not angry with my wife. But I'm aware of us and our relationship and how toxic it was doing what we did and living the way we did and how yucky it was. It's all good. Thank you, Rob. So anyway, I'm talking to my buddy for like 3 hours in Starbucks. He goes, "You got to get back in there. You got to take better care of yourself. You got to do this. You got to do that." And I go, "You're right. I do. I got to get a good night's sleep. I feel like crap. I wanted to do all sorts of horrible things to myself last night." So anyway, I'm driving back home. Dirk texts me, "Hey, why don't you get some flowers?" That'd be a good idea. So I stopped at Mariano's, picked up a nice bouquet of flowers, thought it'd be a nice peace offering. So anyway, I get there. We'd arranged to meet at 1. Originally, we were going to meet the following day. She wanted one more day for space, and I maybe didn't respect that like I should have. Thank you for that like or love. But, I thought it was really important to me, and if she would have known what was going through my head that night before, maybe she'd understand. Maybe if I knew what was going through her head, I would have understood her point of view better. But anyway, I'm sitting there, it's like 1:15 or something, and she's there. It's kind of uncomfortable, because again, last we talked, we'd held each other, but, we knew there was tension between us. It was more out in the open. We usually buried that tension. But anyway, I don't know if I should say this. I'm feeding Augie, holding Augie, trying to rock him back to sleep. She's cleaning the house. And I said, "Hey, Ann Marie, I think it's important I come back home. Maybe we could sleep in separate rooms, but I need to be in my home, and I'm going to sneeze or cry or do something." I know, I think it's a sneeze. Might be a cry. But anyway, I go, "I think it's important." And she goes, "It's too soon." I go, "Well, that's unfortunate because I think it's really important." And maybe I should have handled it different. Maybe I should have said, okay, and respected her thoughts. But believe me, I had some thoughts of my own, and maybe our thoughts didn't align that day, or our feelings didn't align. Maybe they never do. Never have. And I said, "Yeah, that's unfortunate because I think it's really important." So anyway, hi, Nicole. Thank you for watching. I'm holding Augie, feeding Augie, trying to put him back to sleep. Her kids are supposed to be coming home at 2:30. Hi, Lynn. Stop me. Somebody stop me. If I'm saying too much. Thank you for watching, Lynn. Thank you for all the support you've given me, and I hope you've given Anne Marie over the last 5 weeks and even before that. Thank you. I'm sharing, Lynn, in a way that I don't know if I should, but I'm gonna. It's too late. I can always delete the live video, but the words are going to be out. Thank you for the prayer and the flowers. So anyway, we're sitting there. I'm holding Augie. She's cleaning the house, I think. But the kids are coming home at 2:30 or so, I thought. And I didn't want to be there because there was still tension between us, and I didn't want to expose the kids to that. And I thought we were on the same page, and I'm shaking a little bit. I always shake. They called me Shakey's Pizza in kindergarten. So anyway, the kids are coming, and I go, okay, hey, honey, when are the kids going to be gone? Her ex was going to pick them up and take them for the week. And she said, well, he's going to pick them up at 5. And I go, okay, I'll see you in a few hours. And I headed out the door, and I was, had some errands to run. And again, I knew how I felt and how afraid I was, but I had no idea how she was feeling. And no idea at all how afraid, apparently, as you'll soon find out, she was feeling. I don't know if I should say this, but anyway. So as I'm leaving, she goes, do you want to kiss Augie before you go? And I did. I so did. And I'd held him, and it felt so good. And I kissed him. Kissed her on the forehead. Said, I'll see you in a few hours. Went out to my car. And again, I'm going to share this because it's her reality, and it's the way she was feeling. And again, I wasn't aware of how she was feeling, but this was a wake-up call for me. It has led to everything I've done in the last month. So anyway, I'm backing my car out of the garage. I'm reaching up, shut the garage door, hopefully, looking for the garage door opener. It's not there. I go, this is strange. It's always here. We had one car. We shared our car, or my car, We sold hers. We wanted to buy another this summer. Seemed like the good time to do it, but it turned out it's really hard to buy a car right now, so we never replaced it. And she got amazing top value for her car. They pay a lot for used cars these days, apparently. But anyway, we were a one-car family, and we were sharing it. And I'm going, wow. I get a text from her. Don't worry about the garage. I'll shut it. I needed the garage door open. I'm going, wow, strange. We have one car between us. Why does she need the garage door opener? So I get halfway out the driveway, and I go, wait a minute, I better figure out what's going on. So I walk back into the garage, the inner door, and it's locked. I go, wow, this is strange. I just walked out of this door 30 seconds ago. I go to the front door. It's locked. I laugh, and I'm laughing, I don't know. I guess sometimes humor is the way we deal with stuff. It's not really funny, but kind of looking back, it's crazy. I got a lot of people watching. I appreciate y'all for watching. The front door is locked. I go for my house keys, my car keys. The house keys are missing. I text Anne Marie, hey, Anne Marie. This is how bad it got, and I had no idea. I knew it was horrible for me. I had no idea for her. I kid you not. I guess I should have been more understanding or more aware or more something. More sweet, kind, gentle. But again, I think we were toxic together. I text her, hey, Anne-Marie, why'd you lock me out and take my keys? Probably should have been a rhetorical question. If your wife does that, you probably think about it, you know the answer. But I knock on the door. Most of you don't know this. Thanks, Lynn. This is going to feel good. It's something I've been bottling up inside. We're renting this house. It's a beautiful home, but, we had some issues, credit issues in the past, and it's kind of funny. We're two realtors, but we rent. But that's okay. It was perfect for us. It's a beautiful home in a beautiful neighborhood and a great school district for our kids that they can walk to the junior high, and a beautiful yard, and honestly, the best home she and I had ever really had, separately or together. It's a beautiful home, beautiful lot, great yard for our dog to play in. We loved it. I miss that home. Where was I? Oh, so I text my landlord and say, hey, I got locked out of the house. Do you have spare keys? And he goes, sure. He lives 2 minutes away. I get in my car and drive off. That's where it gets ugly. I'm driving through the neighborhood. It's going up our block. A cop car is driving through the neighborhood. We live in a really safe neighborhood. We don't see a whole lot of cops. I'm going, whoa, what's going on here? Anyway, I go to the landlord's house. He gives me keys. I tell him, I don't know what's going on, but my wife locked me out of the house. And I saw a cop car going through. He said, oh, no, that can't be. I'd hope it could be. Couldn't be, but I thought maybe that it could. So I went back. There's 2 cop cars in front of my house. I got out of my car, scared as poop. I'm old enough to remember Rodney King, and I worry about things. I'm anxious. I'm picturing I'm going to be getting my ass whooped on the street with batons in no time, and I certainly didn't want that. And wow, I've talked for almost 45 minutes. I apologize. I hope it's worth hearing, because it feels good saying. It was a rainy, cold day, as fall days often can be, and a tall cop came out, male cop, and has his little notepad with the wires, and we're standing under the tree in the front yard, but the big drops of rain are coming through, and he's answering asking me the questions that they ask. Okay, what's your name? How do you spell it? What's your birth date? And I notice a big drop of rain land on his little notepad, and I don't know, I got OCD. It bothered the crap out of me. I'm going, hey, can we go inside? And he goes, sure, you haven't done anything wrong. So we go inside. I'm going, what the hell's going on? There's 2 cops in my house. Ann Marie's back in our sunroom where we spent so much of our time, and she's talking to a different cop. And, you know, the different cop comes up to me and said, okay, you haven't done anything wrong. It's your house. But your wife seems really concerned or afraid. I don't know the exact word she used. Or which cop had spoken to me. There was a male and a female. And she seems really concerned and uncomfortable with you being here and scared or afraid or nervous. One of those words. And I'm like, really? You're not the only one who's been there, dude. Okay, well, thanks, Rob. It feels good to talk about because I think a lot of people can relate. And it was like, wow, I don't know. I brought her flowers. She kissed me. The flowers were on a vase on the mantle of our fireplace. I'm telling the cops, hey, I brought flowers. She put them in a vase. Look, they're right there. We kissed. But I didn't know the fear she had of me. And I'm not proud of that. I hate that. It's embarrassing. But here I am telling you about it. But it's true. I didn't know. And I went back into the sunroom, and the cops are there. And they're going, look, she said you were banging on the door. I'll tell you, I was knocking. She heard banging. Either way, whatever. I was locked down. I think I was knocking. And I sit down, I look at her and go, hey, Ann Marie, what happened over the last hour? She goes, it hasn't been the last hour. It's been over a year. Again, I knew how I felt. I knew my pain and my fear and my this and that. I had no idea what she was feeling. And if she'd felt that way for the last year, I'm not surprised I felt the way I did. Because I think I am pretty good at empathizing with people and feeling what they're feeling. And if they're uncomfortable, I'm uncomfortable. And if they're loving, I'm going to give them a big bear hug and love them back. And I don't think we were giving each other big bear hugs over the last year. I'm going to take a sip of this coffee, and it's going to be yucky. But I'm going to do it anyway. But anyway, she said, yeah, it's been the last year. I go, whoa, I had no idea. But boy, it was eye-opening to me. I still wanted to stay. I thought it was important. Yeah, I'm sure COVID didn't help, but I think there were issues. I think there are issues with both of us. Baggage we bring from previous relationships and, experiences we've had. I know I struggle with some. I know she does, and I think she'd say it. But I certainly do. But anyway, the cops were going, well, do you think you should leave? I go, I really don't want to. I want to be with my son in my house and get a good night's sleep. And they go, do you think we should call a social worker? And I go, yeah. I figured that might help smooth tensions. It's amazing how quick cops are, because within like 2 minutes, a cop's pulling in with a social worker. And I go out to the front room. Social worker comes in. She doesn't really talk to me. They don't seem to care a whole lot about me. But anyway, they're in the back sunroom, one of the cops, and I had two of the cops talking to me, and we're talking about all sorts of things, and whether it could be, postpartum depression or what, or this or that, and I'm freaked out. I got cops in my house. My wife's terrified of me, and honestly, I feel a little fear of her. And, wow, this is going to be a long one. They go, I get it. I wouldn't want to leave my house either. This must suck for you. And it was nice. They sympathized with me, and that felt good. But then the third cop came out and said, hey, she seems really concerned. I know it sucks. You don't want to leave your house. But maybe, if you left for a couple more days, things could cool off, and tempers and emotions could cool off, and feelings could calm down, and you guys could both be in a better place. And I didn't want to. I didn't want to face another night like I'd faced, the night before, when I had all the dark thoughts. But eventually I said, okay, I'll pack my bag, and grabbed a few pairs of underwear and a couple of shirts. I bring it up because it's relevant. Hi, Hillary. Thank you for watching. I'm sharing, maybe oversharing my experiences, Hillary. If you want to rewind and watch again, I think there's some value in it. Anyway, so I grabbed a few, basics, my toothbrush or my Dopp kit full of my toiletries. Might have had them already from the night before, don't know. The basics. And, drove off, leaving 3 cops in my house and a social worker talking to my wife. It was a real weird feeling. It was a cruddy day. The cold weather and the rain and the gray skies certainly matched my mood. And didn't really know where I'm going. But again, I didn't want to bother my buddy. Again, he just has 1-bedroom apartment. I knew I could, and just knowing that felt good. Scott, I don't really want to talk about the dark thoughts. You can message me privately. Just think about as dark of thoughts as you can have. The darkest of thoughts. Not the whys, but the hows, if that makes sense to you. And that's what was racing through my mind, the hows. And I'm not talking the hows of the relationship, but just how, in a cheating sort of way, you can easily remove all the pain and the fear and the terror that, the bad feelings you're going through, the easy way out. And those were my thoughts, if that makes sense. If you want to explore them deeper, I don't want to share them here. But anyway, so I'm driving off, don't have a destination. Again, filled with all these crazy emotions. Going, wow, ugh. Reached out to my friends going, holy crap, guess what just happened? My wife called the cops and locked me out and took my keys. Explained it to them as quickly as I could. Again, I'll tell you, I have some really good friends. I'm staying at a friend's house. I had been for 4 weeks. I've known these people a long, long time. I'm blessed to have them in my life. I'm blessed to have so many people in my life that are willing to open up their house for me. Thank you for that, love. Open their house to me and let me in, even with all the baggage and damage that I'm bringing in and the neediness I have. And I don't want to be needy. I like helping people. I like bringing smiles to people's faces, bringing joy to their lives. And I don't like the me that's sad, scared, miserable, depressed. Ugh. I like the happy, smiley Ken, obviously. Wow, I'm going to talk for an hour today. Hope I can cut it off there. But anyway, they welcome me in, and I've known them for a long time, and they got a couple kids, and it's kind of been neat, and it's been good for me and a salvation to me. Being welcome in their family. and they got busy lives and things going on too. So I'm blessed to have them, and thank you to them. And I hope I say thank you to them, and I hope they know I appreciate it. I think they do. I hope they do. They've been friends for a long time, and they've seen my BS before and accepted me with all my stuff, and they're accepting now. And anyway, so it turns out my wife filed a restraining order against me on Monday, November 1st. Holy crap, I've never been in a fight. But her fear was real. I don't understand it fully. I mean, I get it, but we'd had a million fights before. Not sure what snapped this time, but something did. And, that's a reality. And thanks, Rob, for admitting that. But her fear was real. And my fear, I knew, was real. Hi, Shay. Thank you for watching. I'm talking about a lot of deep stuff. If you want to rewind, I'd recommend it because I've shared most of it. Yeah, our fears are real for all of us, Lynn. And hers were real and mine were real. And we were living in fear together. She filed a restraining order. It got denied, honestly. And in this day and age where I'd assume the courts are very careful about protecting the wife and child, I was kind of, I'm happy it was denied, But either way, denied or not, I had to tread really carefully going forward. Really carefully going forward. I wouldn't even have known there was a restraining order filed, but I got a buddy I've spoken about before that, I don't know why, but goes into the DuPage County court system and looks up people and looks up things. I think he does it for a living. And he looked up me and her and us and found it was denied. And I guess I'm glad it was denied, but it doesn't change the reality that my wife filed a restraining order against me. So, I know she's been sharing on Facebook. I haven't watched a dang thing she's shared. But I know from the reaction I get from various people saying mean things to me occasionally that she feels abandoned, like I abandoned her. And I don't really understand it at all. I'm going, honey, you locked me out, called the keys, and filed a restraining order. I didn't want to go. So I've tread really lightly over the last month, and I've done some really good things. I'll tell you what, I have not had a sip of alcohol since that Thursday night. And I laugh about it. I thought all those dark thoughts was my bottom. I thought me talking to Dirk about the struggles I'm facing and the fear I had and I'll tell you, the darkest thoughts I felt was my bottom, but it wasn't. It was going back home, having my wife afraid of me, not wanting me in the home. Not wanting me in the home, afraid of me, stealing my keys, locking me out. I've gotten so much advice. And I appreciate it a lot, Lynn. I see you giving me some advice. Sometimes it just feels good to talk. And again, I'm drowning in advice sometimes. And some people give it a little strong, and some people are there to listen. And I'm sure both have value. But again, just seeing her, feeling her fear, knowing I was terrified, knowing that the previous 2 years of my life were smoking, drinking, sitting on the couch 12 hours a day. A slight exaggeration, but just too much. Feeling miserable, feeling bad, feeling anxious, feeling scared. I said, I'm not going to drink. I might drink again someday, but for me, I don't need it. And I haven't had a drink in 30 days, and that feels good. And I was void of any pride of myself or any good feeling for the previous year and a half. And apparently so was she. So again, I share with this to you because I want you to know I didn't abandon her. I didn't purposely abandon her, and I certainly didn't abandon Augie. I love that guy. I love him so much. He was the one little bit of speck of joy in our hard life, in the life we were dealing with. And we were hoping he'd be the Band-Aid that fixed our wounds. And there is no easy Band-Aid. There is no easy fix. You don't just take a pill and make things better. There's issues between she and I that are real. I got so many people saying you're going to get back together, and maybe we will. I'm not sure it's best. She's got her life and her feelings and her kids and her reality, and I got mine. And sometimes it feels like we're trying to cram a square peg into a round hole. Not sometimes, always. And it's hard and it's scary. And I'm willing to try or talk about something because we need to come together to a healthy place. And we made progress. I saw Augie yesterday. I saw Ann Mare yesterday. I see him, I don't know, 4 times a week, probably. That's not enough. I wish I'd have him every day and I'd hold him every day. But honestly, I think back to 2 or 4 Wednesdays ago, I was holding him and we started arguing. And he's a little ball of joy and he's always smiling and loving life. And I was holding him and he felt the tension between us and the tension in me and my heart. And it was the first time I think he'd felt it. And I'll kid you not, he started crying. He started crying. Good morning, Jack Taylor. I'm sharing a lot of stuff. I've been talking almost an hour. You're probably going to want to rewind and catch the rest of the story. If anyone's just tuning in now, I'd recommend you rewind because I think it's important. But my baby started crying. My little bundle of joy started crying. And Emery goes, you see he's crying. I go, oh my God, this is horrible. We're worse than I even thought. Yeah, amazing, Len. He started crying, and he never cries. He's the sweetest little ball of joy, little angel. I wrote a beautiful post about him the other day that made me feel good and seemed to resonate with a lot of people. And it was my love for him and my love, just my love for him. And it resonated with a lot of people. So anyway, over the last 4.5 weeks, I've worked on myself. I don't think she's liked seeing my work being done in Facebook, but honestly, she shouldn't be watching. I wish she wasn't watching, but people are sharing what I'm posting. And I'm not saying anything bad about her. I love her. People are telling her, and they're lashing out at me and saying horrible things about me. And I'll tell you what, I'm not proud of who I've been or what I've done or what I've said, but I'm trying, and I'm, doing my best in life and trying hard to be the best me I could be. And I think, honestly, it was kind of brave of me to recognize that I was a horrible version of me, and I got a lot to offer this world and to offer people and to offer my son, most importantly. And I can bring a lot of love to this world, but I wasn't for the last 1.5 years. And I think over the last 5 weeks, I've done a lot of good things. I know for me, I've given her hopefully some space where she can be at a better place, given her kids some space, given that house the space. And hopefully let tensions cool down a little bit. So that's really where I'm at. Yeah, a lot of people made assumptions, and she was voicing her reality, and her reality is her reality. But again, her reality was I abandoned her and Augie. And I'll tell you what, that's just not true. I left. But I kind of feel I left with a gun to my head. It was almost literal. Literally. Not totally literally, but almost literally. And when your wife's that scared and that she's going to call the cops on you, again, I don't understand it. I know we were fighting, but we'd fought before, and we'd fought worse before. Yucky, but bad before. But this is my reality. Honestly, I think it's the reality. But again, it's my side. But it's true. Cops were called, keys were taken, restraining order was filed and denied. So that is all true. And I acknowledged her fear, and I'm acknowledging it today. And I've reached out to her today, and my hope is that I can go by the house, because I've only visited Augie at the house. And that's a little uncomfortable for me. Funny, Rob. It's a little uncomfortable for me being there because there's still some tension between us, obviously. And some days we're warm and loving and hold each other. And say nice things, and other days it's kind of cold and chilly. She just texted me right now, and I only saw it for a second. But hold on, I don't know. Let me see what she said, because it's kind of relevant to my story. Hopefully it was nice. I think it was. What'd she say? That works for me. I'm rocking him to sleep now. He should be up by 10. I can't tell you how good that feels. Because what that means is I'm going to go by her house, our house. It's our house. It's still our house. Pick up my son, hoping to take him to a friend's house and spend a couple hours with him. I was going to originally take him to Starbucks, but he's a baby. He doesn't drink coffee. But now I'm going to get him for a couple hours. And again, she's rocking him to sleep right now, so it gives me time to finish up this talk. And shower, get out the door, go pick up my son, hold my son, put him in my car, drive him to my buddy's house. I think they're going to love it. He's a bundle of joy, and I'm excited to have him and be with him and hold him and kiss him and snuggle him and put him against my chest because he's the best little cuddler in the world, and his smile lights up a room and makes people feel good. He's a blessing to this world, and he's certainly a blessing to me and my wife and hopefully everybody he meets. He's a little angel. I don't talk about it much, but he has Down syndrome. Wow. I could talk another hour, but I won't. He has Down syndrome. Honestly, when I first found out when he was still in Mama's tummy, I was terrified. I didn't think I could be the dad I should be, or, I didn't have a ton of experience with Down syndrome, and honestly, I was a little afraid that I wouldn't be able to love him because of the Down syndrome. And I'll tell you what, I was afraid, and I was worried and anxious, and then until the day he was born. And I've joined some Down syndrome groups over the last couple of weeks on Facebook. And again, I talked about fighting on Facebook with people, and I was in political groups and getting angry and following news services. But there's groups out there that are good. And I joined a couple Down syndrome groups, and I shared my story with my love of my son with them. And oh my gosh, the outpouring of support and love and tears I created by that post have really warmed my heart, and sharing my story always warms my heart. And I've joined the dads group, and I shared my issues with drinking and my abusive drinking and my sobriety for 30 days, and that got so much love and support. So I guess my point before I wrap it up, there are good things about Facebook. There are good things about social media. It's a tool we use, and it's just how you use it. It's like a gun. There's value, there's purpose to the gun, but if you got to put them in the wrong hands, bad things happen. And same with social media. So my goal is to bring joy to people, to spread love, and to make people happy. Because I know when I do it, I feel good about who I am. And for some reason, sharing my story always makes me feel good, and it seems to make a lot of people feel good because there's a lot of people watching right now. And if you're just tuning in, and you got an hour and 3 minutes to kill, rewind and start from the beginning, because I think there's probably a lot of value there. And there's a lot of openness on my part that a lot of people probably wouldn't share on Facebook. And I seem to have a willingness, a ton of life experience, and willingness to share it, and an ability to share it, whether I'm writing or talking on videos, that it resonates with a lot of people. And I think that's my gift. And maybe that's my higher calling. And hopefully the words I say and the openness that I have with my heart and my feelings and my pain and my joy and my happiness resonates with others and inspires others. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm feeling so excited about my day now because I got to share this with you, and I've been hiding it. It's been kind of awkward. November, I made a goal the first day I'm going to do 30 line videos of the 30 days of November, and it really pissed Ann Mare off. I wasn't trying to piss her off. I was trying to be the best me I could be, and I think it's important. And again, she was always my biggest fan, and I miss her. And I miss her being a fan, and I'm not trying to hurt her at all. I love her, and I love her. She's a wonderful mother to our son. I don't know where we're going to go, where our paths, whether we're going to lead together or apart. But either way, they can't go too far apart because we share that beautiful little boy, Augie, our son, who's 7 months old in 3 days. And I get to see him in a few hours, or not a few hours, once I shower and sign off. But we share him, and we're always going to share him. And that's going to keep us together one way or the other. And we need to work together and come to a peace between us where the fear is gone and the anxiety is gone, and we move forward. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's why I'm excited about today. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. I've gone ridiculously long, but I had a lot I wanted to say. Apologize for an hour and 5 minutes. This is the 27th day of November, and this is my 27th live video. I got 3 more to do. Carol Hildebrandt, how are you? You know me, you know Anne Marie. I'm signing off right now, but I have shared very deeply about what's going on in my life and my relationship. And I'd recommend for anybody just tuning in right now, and again, it's a long one, I apologize, but I've said a lot of deep stuff that I can't rehash. But I wanted to share my story because, you know, you guys must have noticed. I know people have noticed. Yeah, so I've shared a lot, and it's taken over an hour, and I apologize for it. But again, it was important for me and maybe for some of you out there. So I'm excited about today, and I'm excited about my goals, and I'm excited that I haven't had a drink in 30 days. And for anybody out there that drinks maybe a little too much, I recommend it. It was a quick fix for me and made me feel better right away. I'd also recommend you set a couple goals. Hi, Angie. Just tuning in. I've opened up a lot. Talked about things that are important to you, I believe, too. I know they are. So I'd rewind and watch if you would. But anyway, yeah, I'd set some goals. If you're drinking, I don't think drinking's good for anybody. I know it wasn't for me. For the time, we can always switch off. Okay. Len During, you must be great at words with friends. Apoptosis. Maybe that means apologize for the time. You can't switch off. Again, I always feel guilty and worry about things. But anyway, I want to thank you, the watcher. I had a wonderful week behind. I had some great, days. Thanksgiving was awesome. And I've talked about it before, so I won't talk about it now. But I'm excited about the weekend. I'm excited about seeing my son, and as soon as I log off and shower and get out the door. I'm excited about seeing some friends later today. I'm excited because I'm negotiating a couple contracts, so work's going pretty good. I'm excited about the progress I made for myself, really for my family, for my son most importantly. I feel like a better man, in 30 days. So if you're feeling crappy, I tell you what, you can turn it around pretty quickly too. I couldn't have felt lower, I promise you that. And again, I feel pretty good every day now. And there's steps I've taken and things I'd share. If you want to message me, please do. If you're feeling bad, reach out to me. My number is 630-697-0536. I'd like to help share, do anything I can if anybody's hurting, because, I've hurt, and, I've been hurting. But again, I've been taking steps to fix that. So somebody's liking my video. Thank you for that. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the love and support you guys give me almost every day, but certainly on a weekly basis. I get so much love and support from you guys. I hope you're loving and supporting Anne Marie too. I love her. I care about her. She's the mother of my beautiful baby. And I wish you guys could just be supportive of both of us because, we're both hurting. But anyway, I don't want to go there again. Thank you guys for watching. This was a long one. An hour and 9 minutes so far. That's my world record. I got a guy, Gary, who's going to be watching, complaining that it's too long. He does every week. But anyway, I had a lot to say. So anyway, thank you so much. I'm going to have one last sip of very tepid, it's now cold, coffee. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Hope you have a great weekend. Hope you tune in for whatever live video number 28 is tomorrow. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.